Milk Crate Marauder.
We here at the Howard Stern Show have made it a long-standing policy to hire the handicapped.
I'm trying to fool around with the tape thing. Yeah, there was the Manhattan borough president was there.
This young gentleman is a fine example of a Howard Stern Show employee with a debilitating stuttering handicap. Despite these shortcomings, the Howard Stern Show is proud to announce our Employee of the Month, Stuttering Johnny Mel.
Can I ask a question? Have you ever stuttered as you sang, ever? Ever what?
A few tips on employing the handicapped. Number 1, show tolerance.
Like a personal question. If there's ever a candidate who stuttered, would you vote for him?
Shut up, you stuttering idiot.
Number 2, do not laugh.
That's what you mean, like if I babbled and spit out how I'm doing right now. No. You would, and I was running for president. Would you vote for me?
Number 3, show respect.
You know why you're such a jackass? I'm going to tell you why you're a jackass.
All right.
Number 4, show compassion.
I asked him about if I'm asking how we're going to distinguish.
And most of all, number 5, don't react to their stammering gibberish. Act as if everything is normal.
You want to Steve Leeds has the information.
We hope you've learned an important lesson in citizenship. Remember, just because someone stutters doesn't necessarily mean they're stupid. However, in the case of Johnny Mel, it's just a coincidence.
Who this?
Dominique Barberas' limo driver, Tom, is on the phone.
Yeah, so anyway, this is getting kind of weird anyway. I'm probably going to start yelling in a minute, but Gary, Jackie, and Stuttering John were in Atlantic City this weekend.
Yes.
Flunky.
They were at the Taj Mahal?
Yeah. I don't know where they were. But they were doing some traveling show. I'm getting like, this is what's going to happen in November, I've decided. Me and you are going to do the radio show. Mm-hmm. If I go back into radio. I'm going to get rid of everyone else.
We're going to
except for Fred. I got to keep Fred because I promised him.
You don't even have to say that. Fred's not going to leave.
Yeah, Fred wouldn't go anyway. I'm getting rid of Jackie. I'm getting rid of Stuttering John. I'm getting rid of Gary. I'm getting rid of everyone. Yeah. I'm just going to clean out the whole place.
Too?
Everyone. I'm just going to get rid of everyone. I want to have a simple life again. Mm-hmm. I just want to go on the air and talk. Mm-hmm. I turn on my TV and let me see. Who is on the phone?
The limo driver for Dominique Barberas.
Tom? Is this Tom?
Yes, it is, Hal.
Oh, hey, Tom. How you doing? Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm just rapping. Let me rap.
All right, go ahead.
No, because I was thinking about it. Like, I turn on the TV the other day, and I see Stuttering John on Ricki Lake, because Ganji comes running in and goes, Stuttering John's on Ricki Lake. And I tune in, and they're using John in this weird way. It's sort of like when Letterman used to have Larry Bud Melman on, and it was funny?
Yeah.
And now he's on everything, and it's not funny. And
I don't even want to see him.
And those TV commercials they put him in are not funny. And what happens
Letterman won't use him anymore.
Yeah, you don't see him on Letterman. And now I know why. I mean, because, quite frankly, it's not funny. It's not exclusive to his show.
Right.
And I love Stuttering John. I'd love to see him do well and everything, but Ricki Lake isn't really paying him. And he's not out promoting anything, and he doesn't seem to care what people do to him. Or what they put him in. He doesn't care. He has no pride whatsoever. He'll do anything. So they put him in a judge's robe, and I guess he's sort of like, I don't think Stuttering John's actually worked out a persona on TV, so he kind of like acts like me. Mm. Like he does a lot of what I do, but it's not funny. They use Stuttering John in an unfunny way. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I go, ugh, I hate this guy. Why? I don't want him on my show.
Well, he told me, I'm going to be on Ricki Lake, and I said, I already know what you're doing. Yeah, they do that with everybody. They turn him into bozo.
Yeah, you're going to make a fool out of yourself. And then for a while, Stuttering John did this show, Last Call. It was a Brandon Tartikoff production. Brandon Tartikoff is such a loser that he didn't know what to do with it. Brandon Tartikoff used to be this guy who ran NBC. Mm-hmm. And when he ran NBC, everyone thought he was a genius. But all he used to do was buy shows from people who know how to create shows.
But he could look at 10 billion shows.
Right, and pick them out.
Good one.
And even with that, he'd screw up sometimes. It wasn't that brilliant. So then he decided, hey, I'm so good at picking shows, I'm going to go out and make the shows. Why don't I make a whole bunch of money? He started getting jealous of all the people who make all the money off of these shows. So he's going to go out and create shows. And so he went out and formed a production company, and all of his shows are bombing. And the only thing he gets now, in a last-ditch effort, he takes all of my people and puts them on these shows, which I don't mind if they were on a funny show. But Stuttering John went on this last call, and I refuse to talk about it on the air because, quite frankly, what they're doing is, since I won't be on last call, they'll take one of my people and hope that I'll talk about it ad nauseum and propel it to a #1 slot.
Right.
And I don't want to get sucked into that. I mean, can you blame me? First of all, I'm embarrassed by what John's doing. And John's on the air pretending to be Howard. And he's making a fool out of himself, and he looks stupid. And I don't want to certainly promote it. So now John's off the show, and the show looks like it's going to be canceled. But it was
he got thrown off?
Yeah, he got thrown off because he
That's
sucked.
Pretty pitiful.
But it wasn't even that he sucked. They don't know how to use John. I mean,
I was going to say, it's just a bad show.
John has no noticeable talent. I mean, John is not talented. I hate to break it to him. He's not talented. He's a robot. Jackie and Fred and me write him questions. Jackie sits back there with Fred.
He needs to be programmed.
Yeah. John's funny if Jackie writes something for him or Fred writes something for him.
John is like an actor.
Right.
If he doesn't have anything written for him, he has nothing to say.
Yeah. And unlike an actor who actually has an ability to portray a character, John
can only do John.
Yeah. So that's the assessment of John's talents.
Oh boy.
So, quite frankly, what's happening now in my career is because I don't go out and do a lot of dumb stuff. Like I won't go out and do supermarket promotions, and I won't go out and act in bad TV shows and stuff like that because I have some pride. What's happened is they figured out that if they, like Playboy just hired Amy and Tempest to be naked in the magazine.
Right.
And I'm sure everyone expects them to come in here and promote the thing ad nauseum, but these are people that I created. And once I create them, it turns into my worst nightmare because people take them and use them in unfunny ways.
Well, it's interesting because that's supposed to be the women of radio.
Yeah. So, in other words,
Amy and Tempest.
Let's not pay Howard. Let's take elements of his show, make them unfunny, rip it off, and make it bad.
But we can use Howard to promote it.
Yeah. Just let's use Howard. Let's use Howard. So, it's real weird, and I hate talking to the guys about it because they think I'm trying to keep money out of their lives or something, and I'm not. I don't care. I mean, you do what you want, but in the case of the Ricki Lake show, for God's sake.
That wasn't even money.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you acting like a jackass? I mean, not even a funny jackass. So anyway, the latest gimmick on how to take advantage of Howard was, I guess Jackie got booked into Atlantic City. Somebody there must have gotten nervous, and they booked...
Caesars.
Oh, was it Caesars?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Caesars?
Right.
Oh.
Was it Caesars?
Taj Mahal, I should say.
Oh, Taj Mahal. Oh, the Taj Mahal.
Right.
Tom, you all right, man?
I'm fine.
You sure you saw the right show?
I saw the show, Robin. I saw it.
It sobered you up, okay.
Oh, boy.
Well, anyway, so they figured out that, like, hello, Tom?
I'm in.
Oh, okay. So since they, I don't know what's going on. I don't really pay much attention, but the latest thing was, hey, so Jackie was going to do a show. I guess somebody there must have gotten nervous. Is this pretty much the way it happened, Jackie?
I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, I guess somebody got nervous that maybe Jackie couldn't sell out the place or something.
No,
and then,
you got it backwards.
Oh, I do?
Well, what happened was this guy was trying to put together this tour of...
Yeah, I knew that this was what this was.
And I stayed away from it.
Right.
But the one I agreed to do was Atlantic City because I wanted to work in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
But it was all done at once, to the best of my knowledge.
Some guy had figured out, hey, I'll just book everyone from the Howard Stern show. We'll get Elephant Boy, we'll get Jackie, we'll get Gary, we'll get Stuttering John, and we'll make it like the traveling
I basically told him I didn't care what happened as long as I got the money that I normally get for doing a show. I didn't care what went on around me because I wanted to work at Atlantic City.
That's my problem. I care what goes on around me, and I care how this show is presented. See, that's my problem. I care about the show. Some guy had this brainy idea that he was going to do Friends of the Howard Stern Show tour. So, in other words, they were going to use my name, get everyone that I've developed. Even Gary. The reason Gary people want to see him is because of what I do with him. Mm-hmm. They're going to get all these people together, put no thought into what was going to go. It was going to be a bad show. They're going to rip people off.
And they're going to blame you.
And they're going to blame me.
And if you ever should want to do a show, that'll already be stuck in some people's minds that the last time they went to the Howard Stern show, it was a ripoff.
Right. And apparently what happens is Gary goes out there first. The show in Atlantic City, Gary goes out there first.
Right, his mom comes out first.
Yeah, his mom. Okay? Now, Gary is a guy that basically has nothing to do. He has nothing to do. And Gary's going to come out first, make a total jackass out of himself, and people are going to be sitting there. He doesn't put any thought into what he's going to say. He doesn't put any thought into what the production's going to be. Nobody has an overall concept for this.
They introduced Gorilla and showed his head.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? So, whenever I did a tape or I used Gary, I try to put him in an try to show him in an interesting light. I put some thought into it. Otherwise, I want to bring Gary out. But there's no thought put into Gary. He just goes out there and people get ripped off. What'd they charge, $28.50?
$28.50. He yelled at the audience a little bit. Came out, a quick few yells because everybody was yelling Baba Booey at him.
Well, Dominic told me he went, and he said he walked out. Gary walks out. First of all, Gary's backstage. He's like hyperventilating, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Meanwhile, he's ready for what? He's not going to do anything. All he's doing
I would be nervous, too, if I had nothing to do on stage.
Yeah, evidently, yeah, right. He's like, okay. And his mother's following around, and he goes to his mother, okay, I'm ready. And evidently, the person in charge is Gary. He seems to be the one in charge of this.
Oh, no.
And he's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to perform. And I told Gary I don't want him a part of any of this crap. If Gary wants to go appear somewhere by himself and go down and do an appearance, fine.
Sign some autographs and just be there where there's an opening or something.
And by the way, Gary just went ahead and did this without my permission.
He never talked to you about the whole
he
tour
did.
thing.
He talked to me about the tour thing. I told him not to do it, and he just went out and did it anyway.
You're kidding.
No. Went out and did it.
I had no idea. You
went out and did it. What did I tell you about Friends of the Howard Stern Show?
Not entirely
What
true.
did I tell you about?
Well, Howard, it's not entirely true.
I know, I'm crazy.
No, I'm not telling you you're crazy. We spoke about this. We had already signed to do this. This is the last one, and this was the one we were signed to do from, almost Christmas time, and this was the end of it. First of all, Dominic, let me tell you something. Dominic saw me in total, no joking around, 20 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
Dominic just said he went backstage.
No,
Gary was like this.
Dominic's a guy who is dying to get on the air.
I don't know. He told me, he said, Gary sat back there and he goes, okay.
But just nothing like that happened.
Okay, I'm ready.
I never said that.
I don't know. Jackie's laughing. I got a feeling it happened.
No, I'm laughing at the whole situation because I know that nothing true is going to come over the air, but the whole thing.
Oh, no, everything true. Believe me. Let me tell you.
Dominic was
You'll
not
tell me.
near the stage.
No, here's the truth. I'll give you the truth. So,
well, what happened?
Dominic was near the stage.
Yeah, Dominic sat there. Dominic was
Dominic was 2 tables to the left.
I thought you said Dominic saw Gary backstage.
Well, yeah, he saw him backstage before the show.
He was there for maybe 20 seconds.
He
said he saw enough. He said he was backstage and he saw Gary hyperventilating and going, okay, I'm ready. So when he goes out, he starts yelling into the microphone, Gary.
Oh.
He has nothing to say. He told a joke, evidently, and screamed into the microphone. That's why he never has a voice when he turns.
That was a bad joke.
And so give me a review of the show. What did you see? You're a member of the audience who paid $28.50.
Well, this is how it started. Like I said, Gary comes out and starts with his joke, which was terrible. He told a joke. It was horrible.
Friends of the Howard Stern Show.
Then he introduces Gorilla to show off his head.
Yeah, but, and of course he has nothing to say to him, right?
Of course not. Oh, look what he got for $4,000. They take off his do-rag to show his head. That was it. Then they sent Gorilla off. And now, who comes on next? John.
Now, I understand there was a big fight backstage. Jackie was insisting that John go on first. There was a whole big fight. That was a big, huge fight going on backstage.
Who goes first?
Yeah, this is how much thought was put into it.
I don't think he wanted John going first.
Well, go ahead. Let me hear what happened next.
Well, all right, so Gary introduces John. John comes out to do what you think is maybe 2 or 3 songs. He comes out doing about 10, the volume that Leslie West has.
Right.
You cannot even, your ears are throbbing. We're in the second row. We could not take the sound anymore. And he's halfway through his hit song. He's up to the lawn part, and we're ready to go.
He's chasing off the audience.
Before he was getting off his lawn, everyone was getting off their chair.
Getting out of the room.
And it was so loud, your ears were throbbing. And we were in the second row. We were right in front of him. We couldn't have been any closer. It was just unbelievable. It was so you could not hear one word John said.
And meanwhile, people have paid, there's 3,000 people or something who have paid $28.50.
And they were all chanting, so he goes through the first two songs.
And people are what, booing?
People are booing, yelling, Jackie, we want Jackie. But he answered that very nicely. Every time someone would yell, he'd go, I got to do more songs, man, and then he'll be right on, don't worry. He had to do that twice to calm the crowd down.
Now, would you keep playing if people were thinking?
No, I would say, maybe it's time to leave.
Yeah, I'll take that as a cue to wrap.
Yeah, there's like two or three people who are left in the audience screaming.
And then he did 4 more after that, with people still yelling.
Right.
And
what is Gary's mother comes out and introduces?
That was just a quick 2-second thing. She walks out on the stage and says, I want to introduce my son, Baba Booey.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. What is that all about?
Well, he's got more of an act than Gary.
I was on the side of the stage. Still, the promoter was nowhere in sight. We're trying to figure out. I thought I should have gone on first because the music was going to be very loud.
Right.
So it made much more sense to me for the comedian to be on and then the loud music.
Right.
But John was nervous, and so I wound up saying just go ahead.
Dominic told me that half the audience must have split during John's stuff. Because Dominic told me he had to leave, and then he came back.
A lot of people got up out. Anybody close that wasn't really right, you had to get up because it was vibrating off your head.
You know what it is? It's a high school talent night.
Yeah.
And this is 2850. No, come on. It's a high school talent night, and it's 20. Jerry goes out there, doesn't put an ounce of thought into it. If I was going to produce the show, I'd have Gary do something. I'd have him do something. I don't know what it is, but I'd have him do something. I'd have him come out. I'd let him do the Dick Shawn routine, come out and vomit on the stage. I don't care what it is, but at least do something.
Well, it seemed like they just brought Gary out just to introduce him, but you know what the even stranger is? When you come in, before you get into the club, they're not selling Jackie stuff. They're selling Baba Booey stuff. You can't buy a Jackie thing, and he's the act. They're selling Baba Booey T-shirts. It made absolutely no sense. Who's going to buy a Baba Booey T-shirt when you're there to see Jackie?
I don't know, but all I know is I told Gary I didn't want them doing any of this crap. I don't want any of this.
I don't understand. Gary says
I created a monster.
Booked before you said no. I don't.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Tell the guy you're sick. Tell him you can't do it. Tell him your boss said no.
But it sounds like you never heard about it before they started booking things.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. They were going to do a 6-city tour or something, and I just said no dice.
No. What I'm saying is nobody came to you and said, "What do you think of us doing a tour?"
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I found out about it. That's exactly how everything's done behind my back.
Right.
As if I don't put any thought into the show. But I'll tell you something, Gary. Here, mark my words, come November, I'm going back to my simple radio career. I'm downsizing. I'm getting rid of everybody. Tired of leeches.
Well,
give me the rest of the review.
They didn't use you on the stage.
Give me the rest of the review.
Can I just say one thing, Howard?
Yeah.
Isn't an MC supposed to introduce the people?
I don't know, man, but all I know is to have friends of the Howard Stern Show go to Atlantic City, charge my audience $28.50, and you put zero thought into it.
It wasn't advertised.
And John's up there for 45 minutes blowing people's brains out.
45 minutes.
Let me ask you, if John is an interesting element of my show because I've made him interesting, John is a nobody. Let me take it back. Let me take it back 100 steps. John is a nobody. He's nobody. He's absolutely nobody. He has no talent. He has nothing. We take him and we make him interesting and funny. You are even more of a nobody. You're no one.
True.
You're a guy who helps me out in the office. I put you on the air and I created something with you. If I do that, and then you have a little nice side business. You go out, you make appearances, you sign things, you have a T-shirt, whatever. Mm-hmm. You do that. That's a fun thing to do and make additional income. But you're nobody. You're off the show. You're no one again.
True.
There's no T-shirt. There's no autograph. There's nothing.
One T-shirt was bought that I saw.
All right, so...
so then you know the whole tally for the night, then.
That was the tally?
Yeah, that was the tally. Now go back behind your wheel.
What's wrong with what Tom's saying? He was sitting in the audience.
He doesn't know.
He's letting you know.
I was standing right there.
He's just giving you a review of the show.
I can tell you how many were sold, but Tom doesn't know, so it would be wrong of Tom to say...
So understand my point about this show, which you don't understand. No, you don't understand my point about this show. Everything I've worked for on this show is to present to the audience an interesting characterization of all you guys. Of everyone. Every one of you. And in one night, you go out for $28.50, and suddenly now it's the Friends of the Howard Stern Show because some jackass wants to make money off of my name. Some guy I don't even know, some promoter, who decides, hey, I got an idea. Who needs Howard?
Thank goodness the room only held 3,000.
Yeah, I'll take every element of Howard's show, put it onto a show, and we'll call it Friends of the Howard Stern Show, and who cares if people feel ripped off?
Robert, it wasn't 3,000, but far be it for me to...
Whatever. I don't know how many people were there.
Whatever.
Whether there were 12 people or 3 million people.
It was It was at least 90% full. Almost every seat was taken, except for way, way, way in the back.
And no production values. The show isn't produced. There's no thought to it. Jackie's screaming 10 minutes before the show he should be out first. John's screaming at Jackie that he should be out first.
Yes.
Jackie should go do his show. You should do your show. And John should do his show. And quite frankly, I'm not reading any more plugs. Jackie's I read because it's part of the way he gets paid. I'm done with all the plugs.
Then the bikini contest was after that.
Oh, the bikini contest. It sounds like a madhouse. It sounds like a madhouse in my name.
And then John came back again.
Oh, John came back after Jackie.
I wasn't around for that, but I heard he came back.
How long a show was this? 12 hours?
Well, Jackie was still on doing Stump the Joke Man. That started at 10 o'clock. So that was after an hour. We were still just at Stump the Joke Man. And
I heard at some point Jackie started yelling at the audience was so out of control that Jackie was yelling at the audience, telling them, "Hey, you're the suckers, not me, F you."
Yeah, he was the angry comedian after about halfway through.
Did the exact same act I do everywhere I've ever done in my life.
Evidently, he was yelling at the audience, "F you, I got your money, you're the suckers."
That was pretty good, though.
The angry comic.
Say that every night.
F you.
Stump the audience.
Stump the audience.
I got you dough.
Yeah, not one person had a good joke. But the hecklers, Jackie screams at these hecklers instead of just not even saying anything.
Evidently, Jackie got into an argument with one of the audience, and it got down to like, "F you, beat me." It was like, evidently, it was like, "You want to steal your sister?" Evidently, he started yelling at some bald guy in the front row, and the guy evidently was all shook up because Jackie started like, "F you." It was real anger.
He was berating him.
I said something to the bald guy in the front. He looked up and he said, "I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm deaf from John's crap."
Yeah.
Sort of got.
Well, why don't you care how you're presented? I don't understand you. What is your story?
See, it's a no-win situation for me.
It's a no-win situation for me.
Okay. I told John it makes no sense.
Right.
For the comedy and whatever else follows to follow the loud rock and roll. And he didn't want to listen, and he pouted, and I just gave in because I figured...
What do I need this for?
I was going to hear about it either way. And the way it was just presented now was that I screamed that I wanted to go on last. I didn't want to go on last. I wanted to go on first because it's one guy talking as opposed to a whole monstrous thing.
I don't know, but evidently... I don't know. Jackie went out there. He was yelling at the crowd.
I did exactly the show that I always do.
Well, good luck.
No, he attacked some poor old man, and besides the bald guy, there was this great
Tom,
why can't he give a review?
How come you're doing a review instead of Dominic? Is he working your head?
Dominic's afraid to.
No,
Dominic called me. Because Dominic couldn't get on and lie.
No, here's what happened.
There's nothing to lie.
Dominic called me up and was almost in tears laughing. He said he left. He said he left at some point. I don't know. He got up and left. He said it was unbelievable. He said it was amateur hour.
He left about 5 minutes before Jackie did the Dominic joke, which nobody knew what he was talking about. We still didn't know.
I don't know what was going on in Atlantic City, but it was
Why don't you say that
the Howard Stern show.
Wait, Howard,
why don't you say the joke, Tom?
Jackie was actually good, Howard.
Yeah.
The beginning of the show, I thought the first half of the show, he was very funny. But how many rear end jokes can you hear?
How many what?
Rear end jokes?
Yeah, how many ass jokes can you hear? How many clocks? I mean, how many of the same thing can you hear?
Tom, you should have been in the show.
Especially after you've been, blasted by Stuttering John for 2 hours.
Oh, forget it.
I don't know what's going on out there.
All you wanted to hear was a low voice.
Yeah, just somebody you go play craps.
And then about halfway through the show, Jackie has to flip his tape. So it's the funniest thing. Like, he stops the show and goes over and flips his tape.
Are you kidding?
It's hysterical.
I'll be right with you.
Is anybody watching the tape? Is it time to flip it?
What, does he have a little cassette recorder on stage?
Yeah, right where the drums would be. He keeps his water and his little tape recorder, and then he flips the tape over.
Hey, you know what? Stay home.
What do you mean?
There he goes.
But he went to see the Friends of the Howard Stern show.
I don't even know where you got that name.
Oh, ask Gary all about it. I know all about it.
No,
See, I know about it.
It wasn't even billed to that. I think it was billed just Jackie from the Howard Stern Show, but in very small letters on the marquee it said from the Howard Stern Show, but everything else was Jackie's name.
Well, no. After I flipped my lid, that's what happened.
Yeah, you're getting it backwards, Tom. Stay with the program.
No. He's not getting anything backwards. The reason it wasn't called Friends of the Howard Stern Show is I flipped my lid about a month and a half ago. I just freaked. I freaked out on Baba Fooey, and Baba Fooey found a manager who's now sitting and dreaming up ways to rip my name off.
Trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. Friends of the Howard Stern Show. Gavons.
Jackie was funny, though.
Well, Jackie should go out and do his show and worry about how he's presented. What are you having Stuttering John blasting away for 12 hours?
That ruined the show.
What kind of comic are you?
It ruined the show because it started out when you just, get him off the stage. And people are yelling, Jackie, we want Jackie every 2 seconds.
Yeah, Jackie.
He's guzzling beers. John comes out, he tells horrible jokes and guzzles beers. That's it.
All right. Thanks for the review.
Okay.
The reason Dominic won't call in, he said he's afraid to do it.
He can't.
I wish he would call in. Dominic had me laughing. I mean, as I was crying.
So there was laughter in your tears.
Dominic said he was out of there. He couldn't even sit through it. No, couldn't take it. He said, but Gary was funny because he was like, okay, I'm ready.
He has people working on it.
Yeah, like he's pacing and he's ready. And Dominic goes, what are you ready for?
Opening night jitters.
Yeah, opening night jitters. And he gets out and he evidently yells into the microphone. I don't know, what is he? He goes, that's like a big embarrassment. It's a big embarrassing show. No thought put into it. $28.50.
People have to drive a few miles to get there.
And I mean, the guy who's putting this all together, who was evidently going to put it together in 6 different states, he doesn't care.
Right?
Yeah, well, he doesn't care. He's going to make a quick buck.
Well, yeah.
I care. It's my name. Oh, I blew my load. You don't even know about any of this. This was going on a month and a half ago.
No. I remember when I saw, I picked up some magazine and saw Friends of the Howard Stern Show tour. And I said, what is this?
And then what they do is they take a guy like Elephant Boy, again, who's another nobody.
Yeah, what does he do?
But it doesn't matter. What they were planning to do is just take anybody that I've made funny and take them around the country and make them unfunny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to, be happy about it, I guess. At some point, I got to stop being such a good guy and bust some balls, I just got nuts from it. Because usually I'm hey, I want the guys to go out and make some money. But at some point, when do I stop getting abused? I'm like the battered wife. Yeah. I'm sitting there taking it. I'm sitting there going, what the hell is going on? Well, you don't think I could put together a Friends of the Howard Stern tour and send these guys out? I mean...
And it would be written, and there'd be things to do, and there'd be some organization.
Yeah, I mean, Fafafui going out and yelling into the microphone, and John playing for 2 hours, and Jackie somehow getting on there, and it's a 9-hour Friends of the Howard Stern, and then there's some beauty pageant in between. And John going on all these unfunny shows and just looking like a douche. Gorilla, you're the new interviewer on the show. Gorilla, you are now in charge of interviews.
How could they go out and do a pageant? It wasn't a pageant.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Jackie, what was it? What was the beauty part of the show?
It's my fault for not checking into this whole thing. I had no idea, really. I thought the whole thing was put together, and I was just going to be told when to go on. And
do me a favor.
More disorganized than I thought. I've always just done my own show.
Yeah,
and
do your show.
Guns,
Good man. That's it. I don't begrudge it.
But I wanted to work Atlantic City. I took it because I was going to be with those guys. I thought. But
during your plug, do we have to mention John and Gary? I know there's some kind of contractual thing here between us, but do we have to?
I just put them in because I figured they would have their separate.
Yeah, do me a favor. Don't do it anymore. Do me a favor. I'm more than happy to plug you. Just do your own thing. Jesus Christ! If some fiasco went on in Atlantic City, I'm sitting and listening to this, going out of my mind.
That's
$28.50. Here's some kind of crappy. I don't know. Call me up with a review of the show. Let me know what's going on. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe these people like hearing Baba Booey yell into a microphone and John blasting away for 2 hours.
The wall is down.
Finally, to get the comic to come on. And Jackie can't even argue with Stuttering John. He's so out of control. You think Jackie, you would be able to just say, hey, John, you're going on last.
Step back.
They say, all right, you've been in this the longest, you should have your opinion. What's your opinion? I said, my opinion is the comedian goes on first and the music goes on second.
Right.
And he didn't want to hear it. So it was
I heard it was a big argument.
It started on Friday. Not an argument. It was just like he insisted on going on first.
Wow, I can't believe you lost that one.
Well, you know, then we would have been in here today, and everybody would have been crying that I pulled rank or something.
Well, maybe it's time you did.
I didn't think I could win either way.
Well, you expect to go out again, don't you?
I think I will, yeah.
Well, I think I'd have pulled rank.
Yeah.
I don't care what would have taken.
Then why would you want to alienate fans?
You're a professional.
Right. Sort of.
Well.
More professional than John and Gary, anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dominic's on the phone.
Oh, here. Hey, Dominic.
You out here with Gary just did. He threatened me on the phone.
What did he say?
Ask him.
Tell me what happened when you were backstage.
Hey, bring Gary in.
All right, Gary, come in here.
Gary's fighting mad.
Mr. Funny Bone. Come on in, funny boy.
I made a weight joke.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You're angry with me. You shouldn't be angry with me.
So what happened?
Nobody should be angry at you.
Dominic, tell me what happened in Atlantic City.
I'll tell you who I felt sorry for. You ready?
Yeah.
I felt sorry for Jackie. Because when Jackie comes out, if Jackie wanted to be funny, he could be very funny. But what he didn't realize was he goes halfway into his show, the audience is exhausted. They're exhausted from the music because the music was blasting.
Wait, hold on. Dominic.
Yeah.
I thought you left for all of John's show, so how could you be exhausted?
You came back.
Oh, I'm not talking about me. I walked right out.
So how do you know how everyone else
walked out?
Oh, please. You know what? The answer to all this is not me, because I'm obviously, you all think I'm biased, but it's Howard.
Well, we know you are.
He went to see, Gary, he went to see the show. How many reviews do you have to get before you know? Here's a guy's review. You think he's being dishonest?
No, but I think
to some degree, but not.
Tell me your review of the show.
What I think you should do is get other people to call in. But here's the first problem. There was obviously no sound check before you started. So John's music was just not even, you couldn't hear it. It was blasting. So that everyone was kind of like numb. So when Jackie comes out, his first 20 minutes was very good. Everyone was getting into it. It was Jackie stuff.
Yeah.
Then the audience got tired. Jackie got angry. They got angry, and then just lost it.
And what happened? Jackie started yelling at people?
Well, yeah, because what happens is
Dominic.
Let him finish. I want to hear his review.
But that's not what happened, Dominic.
Well, he's in the audience. He's telling you what happened from his point of view, not from yours.
Yeah, because I think when Jackie starts fighting with the audience and they start fighting with him, he loses what's going on, because Jackie knows more jokes than any human being alive. He can really get you going. And I was really laughing hard in the beginning. But then it started to degenerate and get like, it wasn't optimization. It wasn't a show. If the comedian had come on first and got everyone laughing, it could have gone, I think, in the right direction. But I have a question for the whole group. Did anyone do any sound check plans before the show started?
Yes, they did.
They did?
Yeah, and the guy Jake Thomas that plays piano with me said it's so loud that it's going to blow the people out of their seats. What are you going to do? You going to go tell John not to play so loud?
Of course you do. I would.
That's not my job.
I certainly would have gone on first if I knew that information.
You're not kidding.
Jackie.
Jackie, did he really tell you it's too loud?
Jake was there for the sound check, and he said it was so loud. And I said, I've been in this a long time. You don't tell rock musicians to turn it down. They turn it up.
But this is John.
This is Stuttering John.
Aerosmith.
Yeah. John thinks he's Aerosmith.
You've all tried to talk to Stuttering John.
Everyone we were like numb from it. I did walk out and go shoot dice until John.
Yeah, I'm putting a stop to this nonsense. I'm tired of everyone using the characters that I've developed and taking them and ruining them. I resent it. Thank you.
I don't know if Johnny Carson was...
What happened when you were backstage with Gary? Tell that.
Well, no, when I went back, everyone was pumped up. It was like...
Yeah, what was happening when Gary was like...
Well, Gary thinks that I was only there for 2 seconds, but I actually stood over on the side waiting for him to go on. He was really excited, and I think he does have a persona that could be great, but I don't think there was any plan.
Why don't you tell me what you... All right, thank you, Dominic. He won't. He won't. He won't be. He was vicious yesterday on the phone and funny, and now he's a big bore.
Oh, I love Gary. Don't get me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Dominic, I wish I had taped Dominic's phone call yesterday. I'm sitting at home on a Sunday trying to relax. He got me so wound up. I was ready to come in here and start the show. I was out of my friggin' mind. There was some kind of fiasco down there in Atlantic City.
What did Jackie think of the whole
Jackie
thing?
is unconscious.
He never
could
said
care
anything
less.
to you?
He collected the money.
Never said
and Gary's telling me last night on the phone, oh, it was great. We had a great time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, great time ripping off my audience.
Did Gary stay for the whole show, or did he just come out and scream?
He would scream in between everything.
Oh.
And I'm supposed to be happy about it. I'm a bad guy because I'm not happy about
this
it.
whole contest with girls or something, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. And Gary evidently yells, into the microphone. No one can hear anything. It's a fiasco. And evidently they were going to throw Elephant Boy and everyone else in there. So we'll make everyone on the show.
There.
So they'll make everyone on the show unfunny. Gorillo is my new interviewer. And Gary, I don't know what he is. Mr. Sneaky with his management team. He better fire his management team. That's what he better do before he's out of here. And then his management team will have nothing to manage. Manager. He's got a manager, Baba Booey.
So far, he's only managed to piss you off.
Yeah, and Jackie's always, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm innocent. I don't know. I just go down there. I don't know anything about it.
I just tell ass jokes.
Yeah, I just go down there. I don't know. He never knows. I'm a hippie. I just go. Yeah, well,
I just want to play Atlantic City.
I don't know. I just smoke pot, man. Hey, I'm doing what I want to do.
I can't believe he wouldn't, if somebody came to him with a scheme like this, he wouldn't just say, look, if you want, Jack, I'd love to play Atlantic City, but I do my own thing.
No. He's sliding in there, too. Sliding into home plate. Everybody with the 2850. And what do you guys do? You have to, you just get paid your fee, right, Jackie? You don't have to sit and split the gate with those guys, do you?
I just get paid what I get paid.
Right.
Regular price.
That's the Jackie Depressed voice.
Yeah.
I just get paid what I want to pay.
My regular...
I'm very bad move. Shouldn't have done it.
Dour today. Well, it doesn't matter. Who cares what they do with Howard's name? It's all right. It's not yours. You don't have to worry about it. Well, who cares about the show and how it's presented?
I didn't care.
I don't care either. Hey, let's just get out there and see what happens. He was like, 2850, you got to care a little bit more than, hey, let's just see what happens.
You suckers, I got your money.
I got you. At one point, he told some guy, hey, F you, I got your money. Hey, you bald bastard.
Yeah, suckers.
Well, you bald bastard. Hey, what is that, a tumor over your head? Hell, you want to start with me? You want to start, you people.
F you.
F you.
That must be some show. F you.
F you, and I don't know, there's all kind of anger going back and forth. People scream, F you.
Whatever.
Yeah, when it
Where
boils
did you
down to
learn that in comedy school? F you.
Gary evidently came out after John and said, hey, everyone, how'd you like John? And people started booing. I mean, I heard,
And Gary said to you it went fine?
Yeah. He did, everything's, well, Gary doesn't want to get me upset. I know that. Well, how clear is Gary? Gary's pacing backstage, telling his mother he's fine. I'm fine. Okay, I'm ready.
And what's his mother doing there anyway?
I don't know. And what is his mother doing on stage? What is that? What is that supposed to be?
How did she...
Was Gary become a superstar? I don't know. Now she's in on the act.
I would love to know...
I think that's an outgrowth of my mother being on the act. Now
right,
Gary's
I would
mother
love to
comes
know
out.
the planning. Because somebody did sit down and do whatever they could for this show.
Someone in the audience described it as everyone coming out and thinking they're me. And it's a nightmare. I don't care. No one cares. I got paid. F you. Suckers.
You're the suckers. I got the money.
Great.
We got your money.
Another stellar evening for the Howard Stern Show. Friends of the Howard Stern Show. And Papa Fooey did this all behind my back until I found out about it. I didn't know anything about it. Papa Fooey plotting my career for me behind my back. Funky. He was like, hey, boss, what's the big deal? I don't see, we're just going out there and having some fun. We thought we'd all appear together and go around a 6-city tour.
So did John's manager talk to Gary's manager?
I don't know. I don't know how it was coordinated. Well, I know Jackie's manager, Nancy, his wife, and I know John, I met once some intern that became John's manager. I've never met Gary's manager. I think it's Ross or some. I don't know who it is. I don't know who his manager is. But somebody dreamed this thing up. The dream team thought this up for me. Did me a favor.
Did they approach you, Fred?
No.
So Fred's the only one who would actually come to me and say, hey, listen, something weird's going
So they
on.
must have kept Fred out.
Yeah. They keep Fred out because Fred's not a nuisance. Hey, man, we might as well cash in. Hey.
I've been cashing in since the beginning. They just caught on.
Right.
Ow, ow.
Oh.
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, ow.
Ow, ow. Ow, ow.
Where's Gary? Hey, Gary, what are you doing to me? Want to explain the game plan? Tell me tell me what's coming up in the future so I know.
Well, Gary has a son he now has to put through college.
Oh, I see. So he's going to make every element of the show unfunny?
It is, milk it now.
How sick am I of you?
Pretty.
Yeah, I've just about had it.
The answer is there are no other shows.
Right.
This was just supposed to be John's band opening up for Jackie with me
Right.
emceeing. It wasn't supposed to, it's not a whole big thing.
Yeah, I'm going to break up the Three Stooges. How's that?
It's been broken up.
Good. I got to be the dick. You're supposed to be my producer.
But you know what, Howard, seriously.
You're supposed to be my producer.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
You don't have to be the dick because we really knew that this was really going to be it.
No, it wasn't. It was going to be a 6-city tour. I broke it up.
No, right. But
No,
but I know. But you and I discussed it.
Yeah.
No, but you and I discussed it. We sat down and this was...
No, this was done behind my back, and then we discussed it. And I had to break it up.
I don't know.
Wait, no. I'll tell you the course of events.
Wait, can I just...
I found out about it surreptitiously.
But nobody did anything behind your back. I genuinely didn't know that it was wrong, and once I was told it was wrong, that was it.
You've got to start thinking.
But I didn't go behind your back.
How many more elements of it? Where's Stuttering John?
I just don't want you
Where is he? Where is that?
In the office.
Yeah, where is he? Come in here, you little nitwit.
I just don't want you to feel that anybody went behind your back.
No, nobody went behind my back. I just read about it in the newspaper.
Yeah, but I plead ignorance more than being malicious.
Well, at some point you got to stop being ignorant. You're a grown man. You're the father of a child.
There's a guy on the phone who wants to give
How much can you use me? How much? Are you done using me for the week?
I've been playing in the band for 4 years.
Yeah, I know you've been playing in the band for 4 years. Yeah, and when you see Friends of the Howard Stern Show, you just jump on too, right? Jump on the bandwagon.
I got to be honest with you.
I see you on Ricki Lake. You're real funny. I see you on Ricki Lake. What was that? You don't care how you're embarrassed, do you? You want to just be on fun. You think you're a funny guy, don't you? Do you think you're funny? Answer me, yes or no.
Sometimes, yes.
You think you're funny?
Sometimes.
All right. You are now fired. Go out and be funny on your own. Thank you. Goodbye. I'm tired of taking you and resurrecting you every 10 minutes.
As far as the band goes, I've been doing gigs for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I've been playing.
So go play gigs.
I know that's what
Whoever stopped you.
I knew it was a bad idea.
Did I encourage you? Did I say to do it?
It was set up.
You knew it was a bad idea, so why'd you do it?
Do what? I had to at that point.
I see. You had to.
No.
Who told you to go do it?
No, I'm talking about at Atlantic City.
Okay.
I looked at it like it was a comedy club.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Good job. Well, I'm glad you had so much planning.
I don't want anybody to think that I'm hiding anything. So there's a guy who called through, wants to give his review.
No, I'm going to give my reviews now.
And I would never not let it put him through.
Hello, you're on the air. Were you there?
Yes.
You were at the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What happened?
I got backstage with you guys for a little while. I was with my girl, Juliana, tall guy.
No. That's the phone call I want. I want to talk to this guy, if you don't mind.
How you doing?
Yes.
Who's this, Gary?
No, it's Howard.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah, you were on the show, yeah?
I was at the show. Man.
Yeah. And what happened?
That was a good show.
You had a good time?
Jackie was funny, yeah.
Jackie was funny.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a more show than Jackie, though, wasn't there?
Excuse me?
Was there more show than Jackie?
Yeah, Stuttering John blew my ears right out the water.
I didn't know it was so loud either. Nobody told me. I wish they would have.
Oh, nobody's allowed to tell anybody anything.
But I wish they would.
Evidently, you're too big a star.
No, I wish Jackie would have told me it's too loud.
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm here.
What happened?
All right, I saw Jackie walk up in the beginning with his bag of stuff, and he's kissing these two ladies like he owns the friggin' place. I mean, it was out of my mind. Then you have John who goes on. John was good. John was really good. He played for a while, he's working his way up. He was pretty good. You have Jackie come out there. He was ticked off at the audience. He's sitting out there yelling, screaming, heckling, and then he would give a heckler a lot of stuff, and then he would sit there and say, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry." Why is he apologizing to hecklers? I mean,
I don't know anything about it. Listen, you know what? I don't want to hear. You know what? This is a bad idea, taking the reviews. I don't want to know anything about it. I just don't want. I'm tired. I'm exhausted from the nonsense.
You should definitely check out one of these shows.
All right. No, it's okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Howard.
And Howard,
I'm checking out anything.
Anything I ever do, I always check with you. I don't.
Yeah, sure you do, John.
No, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Did you check with me on Ricki Lake?
No, I mean, you gave me some guidelines that I had to follow, and I did.
Right, you're doing a good job.
I don't show any
You're completely unfunny to me now. That's what you are. You've ruined it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not funny anymore.
I haven't done anything.
You go on so many bad shows, and you present yourself so unfunny.
Well, what show are you talking about?
Damn it.
I mean,
you go on Ricki Lake, they make you a judge, you look like a retard.
I was there to promote the show.
You're not funny. Don't you ask them how they're going to present you?
Yeah, they said I was going to be a judge. So,
yeah. What does that mean, be a judge? Just so Ricki Lake could ignore you and you're sitting there looking goofy?
I didn't even see it.
Go out of here. Goodbye. Well, you didn't watch what you did?
No, I didn't watch the show.
That's good.
You didn't even want to watch it.
You didn't even want to see it. It was so bad.
But anyway,
present yourself if you present yourself unfunny enough times, I don't even think you're funny.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it because I ain't doing anything.
No, it's not the point. It's not ain't doing anything. But when you do something, put some thought into it. Thank you. That's all I want to talk about. Gary, you should know to put some thought into it. You go out there and yell into a microphone for 5 seconds?
I really thought all I was there to do was introduce these guys.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much all I did.
I don't know who put this together. Who put this together? Who put this thing together?
The truth?
Yeah.
Ron Delsner.
Ron Delsner. Oh, Ron Delsner. You know, is that the same Ron Delsner who's been trying to get me to play the Coliseum for years? So I guess he figured out, hey, I know what I'll do. I'll just take all of Howard Stern's guys. Do you think Ron Delsner cares how you guys come off? Do you think he cares?
Now we know.
Does he care about your job and about how funny you are?
After the other night, we know he doesn't care.
Yeah, if you're not funny, and then there's a fiasco. My audience is charged $28.50 for some nonsense. Who the hell is Ron Delsner? He's going to tell you how to be funny? Gary, presenting you in a funny way is not the easiest job in the world, you know.
I know.
You're not a funny guy.
I know that.
And when you get out on stage with your mom, you're not funny. I don't know. What am I going to tell you? This is what goes on. It's nonsense. And nobody puts any thought into it. And the next thing I know, I got a Friends of the Howard Stern Show tour, Ron Delsner. And I didn't even know Ron Delsner was involved. Ron Delsner. Who is he? Suddenly he's in charge of my name now. The Howard Stern Show. I tell you something. I'm cursed. I'm too nice a effing guy. Let me tell you something. If there was going to be a Friends of the Howard Stern Show tour on any other radio show, you would have bet they checked in. You know Imus, what his skunky is? You think that his crew over there would put together a Friends of the Imus show without checking with him? No, because he'd fire the whole damn lot of them. You're lucky I'm such a sap. You guys are all lucky I'm a sap. I got a soft spot in my heart for retards. Ashkivoses. Goodbye. Yeah. I tell you, Friends of the Howard Stern. Goodbye, guys. So long. I'll see you in November. Watch me. I'm going to go back. I'm going to be like Rush Limbaugh. I'm going to talk in my own microphone. I don't need friends. Friends of the Howard Stern Show. I'll be the only friend of the show. If they want to do if Ron Delsner wants to do a tour of Friends of the Howard Stern Show, the only friend they're going to have is me. Watch me.
Won't be able to exploit you anymore.
These guys don't think I could do a show on my own. What do you think I was doing my whole life? Picking my ass with a feather?
You do create monsters.
I create monsters. I created a monster. I got superstars that all work for me. Stuttering John, Gary Delabate.
Well, it seems that Stuttering John really thinks that he is Stuttering John.
Yeah, he's become the entity known as Stuttering John. I don't know what he's out there doing. I just turn on the TV and see one bad appearance after another. Brandon Tartikoff takes him. He's going to make him funny. Going to make him a superstar.
He's actually meeting with him and discussing things.
Yeah. He's trying to tell Brandon Tartikoff how the mighty have fallen. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, though. And then my joke man is up there. 20 hours of John and then the joke man. How are you being presented? I don't know what's going on over there.
Is he run out of management, too? His management.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The only balls Jackie busts are mine.
Yeah. He can't even deal with Stuttering John. I'm shocked.
Because Jackie doesn't want to be a bad guy.
Not to them.
No.
He has to keep the group together so he can make them all upset with you.
Them 10 times I gave
Keep following Jackie. You'll do well, guys. You'll be out of here. You'll be out of here. Right, Jackie?
You're always right.
I am right. I know I'm right. All I know is Ron Delsner. I don't know. I've never heard Ron Delsner's name before. It's Ron Delsner Dream Team. Friends of the... How much did Ron... I wonder how much money Ron Delsner made ripping my audience off. Somebody give me a tally, will you? Just give me a ballpark on that. How much did Delsner get? All these guys who try to do business with me, they always find a back door into my life somehow. They always manage to do it to me with the help of Baba Booey. Baba Booey, my dream team back there. It's Baba Booey and Stuttering John. I got to take a break. Don't ever bring this up to me again. I don't want to hear about it.
I'm being quiet.
Thank you. I know there's something you want to say.
I'm being quiet.
Why don't you say it? Go ahead. Don't let these guys intimidate you.
I don't know how somebody of the caliber of a Ron Delsner calls somebody in this organization.
And puts together.
And nobody tells you.
Tell me about
Ron Delsner is calling.
Right. And did you hear Gary? Gary the Deep Throat. Well, to tell you the truth, it was Ron Delsner who put up the money. Oh. I see. I just don't know how that happens. Yeah. These are people you do business with. Gary wheels and deals off my name. These are your people. Yeah. Well, come November, I'm clearing house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stage it. It's going to go down easy, too. I'm going to be a good guy about it. Oh, I'm leaving radio. I don't know. And then I'll be off the air for like 3 weeks. And then when I come back on, it'll be a different kind of radio show. You'll see how I do it. I'll end up being the good guy. Who does Gary think he's supposed to come to you about? He comes to me about nothing. Now, all of a sudden, he started coming to me. Before, he was wheeling and dealing on his own. There's always a scheme going on back there. How to dupe Howard. We're going to do a 6-city tour backed up by Ron Delsner, Friends of the Howard Stern Show. We're going to put no thought into it and see how much money we can get for it. Ron's running the show. Right. When did Ron start writing and producing? I don't know. I don't know. But evidently I'm tied in with Ron Delsner. Yeah. All right, I got to take a break. Sorry for the nervous breakdown on the air. We'll be back right after this.
Who this?
Let me get to Stuttering John, because before you know it, LT will be here.
Yeah, I really want to hear this. Are we talking about the practical joke?
Yeah. Stuttering John has played many practical jokes on Baba Booey.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, stealing of the Gary puppet.
Gary took the Gary puppet to an appearance. Lo and behold, Stuttering John stole it, and I had told Gary, don't you lose that puppet, because I love that puppet more than I love you.
Right, the puppet was pretty much new at the time, and
very popular.
You made it clear that you didn't want anything to happen to this puppet.
No, I didn't.
And now
John went and stole it, and Gary had a heart attack all weekend.
On top of that, ever since the puppet's been a has-been.
Right.
And then John had a stockbroker call and say that I lost all my money.
Right. Which was a real good one.
And then, I was feeling like, remember I called you on Sunday and said it's time to do this joke? I went back and took some old E-tapes out, and I watched the Learning Annex. Remember where that thing? Now, John didn't think of that, but you were pretty much done with me when John came in to explain to you how boring I was.
Yeah.
To prolong it another 20 minutes. That sort of set me off.
Gary had a speaking appearance at the Learning Annex, and John went and, got people together to do goofy questions on Gary and stuff and ruin his appearance. So Gary said, I really want to get John. And Gary came to me, he says, I'm going to fire John. Because I know it's not funny, but I really want to fire him. I want to fire him and watch that bastard squirm. I said, all right, I'm in. What do I got to do? He says, you just get on the air and say you're mad at John, which I did.
Effectively.
Yeah, because the second you said it, John was in a funk.
Right. So John was bumming out all the show yesterday after I said I was mad at him.
Right, yeah, because you put the final touches on it yesterday.
And John knows I actually am mad at him. On some level.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
John's always conniving and scheming behind my back.
I'm not conniving, but that's why it was so effective, because I know that you've been upset with all this Howard Stern Show crew and all.
So Gary hauls John in after the show. Gary has like a little 10-minute meeting with me to make like we had a discussion. And he calls John into the room.
Kathy calls me first and goes, Gary wants you to stay here before you leave because he needs to talk to you before you leave. So I'm like, oh no.
You knew something bad.
Yeah, I'm like,
you didn't think you were going to get fired.
That's like the principal saying.
Well, I started getting sweat. I'm sweating. I was freaking out.
But you didn't think you were going to be fired.
Well, yeah, I thought it was either that or just another another dose of another way of being reprimanded.
Well, you also said something yesterday about cleaning house. Gary was going to do some house cleaning.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah. So you fell for it too, Robin. I
didn't fall for anything.
Oh,
she was hoping it was real.
Real fire.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. So here, Gary brings John into the room, and
Now this happened in the Jock Lounge because I kept seeing the door closed.
Yeah. We had a hidden camera in those big speakers that we keep on the floor.
Oh.
And the premise was that John had some wacky book proposal going around in his name that had my name all over it. And I had caught wind of it. for real. And I got really pissed off about it. So Gary went in there to say, hey, it turns out that the book proposal showed its ugly head again somewhere. And basically Gary was sent in by me to be fired because I didn't want to fire him. I didn't want to fire John myself. It would be too painful, so Gary was going to do it.
Gary's your hatchet man.
Right.
And Gary played it really well, because he was almost looked like he was going to cry too.
All right, well, here we go. He was upset for you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
And Gary had said to me, listen, after I fire him, let's not tell him for a couple of days. I said, you want to know something? I think John would be so bummed out that he might kill himself.
Right, yeah.
I could have.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Responsible for a death. Couldn't let that happen.
I said, don't let him leave. I mean, fire him, leave the room, and then come back in and tell him, because he'll kill himself.
I would definitely have reached for that jar of Prozac.
Right. I didn't want to hear about the binge you went on for 3 days. And afterwards, Gary walked into the office proud as a peacock.
I got him, both.
Oh, it worked so good.
I work so hard, and there's always a chance that something can go wrong. He can see the camera, someone could spill it. You try to tell as few people as possible.
All right, here we go.
Well, I know Gary's been working up to this for weeks.
I know, bothering me.
I thought of this.
Calling me every day.
I thought of this the Friday before we went on Christmas vacation.
And by the way, it's not even creative. It's like, hey, I'm going to take John in a room and fire him. I mean, and watch him get upset.
No,
it's not creative at all.
It's not creative, but the setup has to be done right, and I did have to run the cable through the ceiling so the camera worked.
Right.
The only thing is, this next telling me I have cancer, it's the only thing that could be worse.
All right, well, we'll get to that. We got to figure out a funny way to do it.
Where does the cable have to be run?
Yeah. Up his butt. All right, here we go.
Shut the door. I'm wired, by the way.
Yeah. I know.
Sit down.
Is that you whispering? Like, sit down.
What's that all about? He's like De Niro.
Are you nervous or something?
Let me tell you something. This is so elaborate that I had Kathy come and put papers on every chair except for the one I wanted John to sit in.
Right.
Yeah, those boxes. No, that's why that
we
was.
We put boxes on everything, so John could only sit in the one chair.
Right, because you had a camera.
We would get the best camera.
That was smart.
Well, sit down and I'll tell you.
What I do.
So,
what I do.
I'm guilty.
Guilty already.
So I guess, remember that whole thing that went on like at Christmas time?
You sound nervous yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's why I'm like,
but that's great, because Gary would have terrible time firing somebody.
I told him, I said,
not really.
I don't know if we had left it in at one point. I go, John, my heart's pounding. That's when he knew something was wrong. You called me about the book.
Yeah.
Right? About the whole book, and you said you weren't doing everything. Somehow it ended up on Buckwald's desk. Right, this whole proposal. Right? And I told, I sat down with Howard, and I told him that. You know what I'm saying? I said, I called you about this a couple of months ago, but like Buckwald flipped over. Flipped over.
See, Buckwald's my agent.
Yeah.
So, Gary blamed it that Buckwald was flipping out, which is good. So Buckwald's flipping out. Howard then learned of it. He's flipping out, and John's panicking.
And Gary's heart's pounding.
Yeah. And Gary sounds like the one being fired.
I know.
When you end up on Buckwald's desk?
Sometime last week.
How could that be?
I have no idea. But Buckwald flipped over it, and Howard flipped over it.
Yeah, I have it on paper. I'm firing of that guy as soon as Christmas that thing happened.
I know.
He sounds like Kato Kaler.
Listen to him stutter.
Listen to him explaining himself.
At least I don't know.
I fired that guy.
I have it on paper.
No one even knows what he's talking about. You never know what John's talking about. You never know what he's talking about.
All non sequiturs.
Right? And you had no idea what he was talking about.
I had a vague idea, but...
Yeah, I got to hear that again.
I'm saying I fired the guy ever since that fiasco.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly clear. It's like... Hey, John, can you explain that to me?
I don't understand.
Listen to this.
How could that be?
Yeah, right. Yeah, listen to this explanation again. But.
I have no idea. But Buckwald flipped over it, and Howard flipped over it.
Yeah, I have it on paper. I'm firing of that guy as soon as Christmas that thing happened.
I know.
I fired on paper.
I fired.
He said he fired on paper.
He has keywords: fired, paper, Christmas.
I know.
And I just go, I know.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't.
No one knows. You don't even know what he's saying.
Christmas happened.
Fire, Christmas, paper. Fire, Christmas happened. So this Christmas, that thing happened. That's what Cato does. Because you know what? That's Cato. Why do people want to slam this Cato's head into a screen? I'm watching TV, and I swear I've never watched. I'm telling you.
Did you watch it again?
I happen to tune by it, and this Marsha Clark is angry.
Yes.
And the woman comes on, the commentator. She says, "Why is Marsha Clark angry? Why is she spending all this time with Kato Kato?" I go, "You don't know why? How are you stupid?"
Greta Van Susteren?
I don't know. One of them, the Yenta from Fox. They're sitting there and well, just let her get on with it. It's like, what are you talking about? This guy is telling you in the one breath that, well, OJ was a little upset.
And he's changing testimony.
Of course, he's obviously not being forthcoming. Like John.
The paper.
I mean, this is exactly what Kato Kalin says. The paper. The paper. I fired the paper. I got to hear that again.
On paper. I'm firing of that guy as soon as Christmas that thing happened.
I know. And
I know.
I don't know if, like, Howard's trying to make an example or something, but I think that, like, that he's just sort of like, he told me he's going to come in and talk to you, but basically he told me, like, he's going to let you go. Although he said he'd still use you for interviews and stuff from time to time. But I think that I couldn't really say anything because I feel like my ass is on the line. You know, I'm treading on dangerous water myself, and I couldn't really say anything because, you know,
I'm treading on dangerous water myself.
He's barely as coherent as I am.
I know. It's two incoherent guys with a job.
What is Gary talking about?
It's like, Gary has to fire you, but he's not clear why he's firing you, and you're not clear on what your answer is.
I think Howard's going to talk to you and he's going to let you go, but he will use you on interviews occasionally.
But see, I knew that was a write-off. Like, right.
Yeah, it was just being nice.
Yeah. He'll never hear from you again.
Meanwhile, Gary's treading himself.
He's treading on thin water.
I'm treading, Wolf.
I'm skating on thin water.
I'm doing a dog paddle.
I'm skating on thin water.
Somehow that never sounds right when he uses those words.
He never gets them quite right.
He's always like, I'm treading on dangerous water.
But he's
always treading.
Isn't it treading on, what is it?
He's actually, you're skating on thin ice is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, and treading on what?
Where there's smoke, there's wall paint.
You're treading
on dangerous ground? Would that be it?
No. Treading on
thin water.
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Dangerous ground.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. It always sounds wrong.
Gary always
I thought it was just treading water. You know, I'm treading water.
I don't know what he's saying.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't attempt it if I didn't know.
As stupid as I am, your choice is bad.
Gary's treading, John's treading.
Fire, Christmas paper.
Hassling me about the T-shirt and about what went on in Dallas and what went on in Atlantic City and stuff. And, you know, he just said, listen, I think John's a great guy, but it's just too much. He goes, it's just too much. He's out there doing December. But you know what it is? I think it's not Logan. You know, it's not the book. It's everything that led up to it. And this is just like tips it off. And you're right. You know, you're absolutely right. It's not
just tips it off. Gary is full of non sequiturs.
I'm just trying to make, you know,
what are you trying to say there?
It's a cliche.
Tipped it over the edge is what I meant to say. This
just tips it off.
I'm skating on thin ice, and this just tips it off.
But I think that
I think he's trying to say
last call.
We called him about that too.
But he was really unhappy about that the way that turned out. I just think that he feels like we're all like hanging on his name and stuff. Mm-hmm. I can't. I mean, I'm flipped out because you're like one of my best friends, and what can I say?
And I'm going to be sorry to see you go.
You know, I said, hey, you know, give him one more chance. And I was like, one more chance. You know, he's like, listen, he goes, it's not only me.
You're a pussy. Why don't you just fire the guy?
Yeah, why do you say you're going to come talk?
Hey, let it unfold.
Howard.
Well, because I'm not firing him.
But if you ever have to fire him, you fire him.
I will fire him.
No, don't blame Howard. I want him.
Let me ask you something. Why is he saying Howard's going to talk to John?
It's all coming up, Rob. Why don't you listen to the end?
Come on, give the guy a break.
I just wanted to know.
Because we're listening. Because at one point...
It's part of his way of revealing.
No. And at one point, Robin, be quiet.
I'm talking to Howard.
At one point, Howard was actually going to come and watch it on the monitor, and he thought he might come in.
Yeah, no, this was a setup. This was a setup.
All right.
And also it keeps John hanging around. We didn't want him leaving.
Right. It's Don. They just feel... like it's almost like as if you're dangerous, that you can't be controlled. They feel like everybody, you know, even me and you and Gorilla and everybody's out there doing stuff, and it's just bumming them out. And I know he said he would send you out on some interviews, you know, possibly in the future. I mean, I think he's going to cool off about this. I don't know what'll happen, but I know tonight he's not going to send you out on that thing. I guess he's going to send Grillo and he told me to get a hold of Vic.
Stuttering Vic.
Oh. That's the clincher.
I don't know what to say. I mean, what are you going to do?
No, man. 7 years I've been here.
It's his career. 7 years. 7 years.
7 years of my life.
Oh, man.
100%? Bought it 100%?
Yeah, he bought it 100%.
See, girl told me before I went in, like, you know, Johnny, maybe it's an April Fool's joke, but I said, nah, Howard wouldn't sit on the air and all that. This is definitely not an April Fool's joke.
Oh, yes.
I tried to do everything.
You know what the problem is? I mean, I could smell it coming for one of us.
I could smell it.
I guess it's, I mean,
it's always smelling stuff.
I could smell it coming because it was tipping it off.
In the water.
The water was
when I was skating on thin ground.
On thin water.
It could have just as easily been me. Hold on a second. I know he wants to come down. I mean, he doesn't want this to be hard feelings, so he wants to come down and he's going to come down and just hang, you know, just like... That's me faking that I'm dialing the phone to get him to come down. Yeah, we're in the guest lounge. All right, cool. He's going to come down. He just wants to, like, you know how Howard is. He doesn't like confrontation, but I think he appreciates what you've done over the years.
Not really.
I think he wants to, I think he just wants to give you a good send off. Well, listen, if I were you, I'd be cool. And just shake his hand and be cool because don't slam any doors. You know what I'm saying?
He's going to trash me in the air.
And at some point he's going to have to say, discuss it, but I don't think he'll hammer you. I mean, he'll just say, hey, you know what? We did our time together and it just, became a part. I mean, one thing Howard's really cool about, he wouldn't trash you because he knows that you're going to try to go out there and make a living and stuff and do something.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Maybe you can hook up with Conan and get rid of that guy that's... All right. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'd rather not work.
So now I leave.
Yeah.
Right? And then I come back and I tell him that you don't want to talk to him.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm sorry, man. Don't hold this against me.
No.
So I walked out and then I come right back.
He's getting fired from a job he makes no money at.
And he's bummed.
Yeah.
So he was going to come down, but he's not going to come down. He said, but he's not mad,
I just don't have time to say goodbye.
I swear to God, I tried to do everything. I didn't want to do anything, at all. I mean,
how are you? I mean, you're in pretty good shape, financially, right? I mean, I know you're in an apartment and stuff, but I mean, you're doing okay on the stock market and stuff.
Not really. After this fiasco, I don't even have. The only guy we have is Adam.
Right.
What do you say?
He said the only guy we have is Adam. We just had some trouble in the stock market. John and I just earlier.
This is all perfect. Everything's going on here.
John just took a hint, so that's not working out.
Even his stock market isn't working out.
And then I was with my brother all weekend. He was yelling at me for paying too much for an apartment. So it's like all just coming in my head, like, oh no.
Like, no, I really screwed up.
Right, but I mean,
the little money you had from this show is not even coming in.
And you still have the deal. You still have the other record deal, right? And you got the publishing deal and stuff. You still got all that stuff.
That's done now. That's just I give you one advance.
But I mean, you're going to do another record, right?
I don't know.
And now he's not on the show.
But I'm telling him at least you got this, and he doesn't have any of it.
Yeah. So it turns out he has nothing.
But now, he's down to mumbling.
At this point, I'm in the fetal position.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
On the couch.
I can't wait to watch this on the E! Show.
Because I started out sitting up, and I slowly cowered.
I don't know, man. My clothes are rented, man. All of a sudden, the ugly truth comes out.
I don't have. It's not my own teeth.
It's all a pyramid scheme. It's all crumbling.
I don't know, man.
It's just, I really try. I try to do everything by the book. I went up to him. I talked to him. He told me don't do it. I called them. And they sent me some proposal. I called him. I said, dude, this you can't do. Sent them a letter. I still have have a letter firing the guy.
You still have the letter?
Yeah. And I don't know how this could have happened. I don't know how that could have gone anywhere. I have a letter firing the guy. And then I called you that weekend. I told you what had happened.
Right. There was a Christmas
time. I called Robin. Remember, she yelled at me.
She freaked out on you.
And then you talked to Howard, and then he said, we'll talk, all right. And then...
What do you think Karen's going to say? She's going to be bummed out?
Goodbye. Goodbye. It's so long. I'm not your girlfriend anymore.
I go with the show.
Let's be with Grillo.
Yeah, I'm dating Grillo now.
I think your best bet is to sort of regroup, take it easy. I don't know what's going to go on in this, and I can tell you, if I could give you 2 words of advice,
Uh-oh. Here comes his
Here
reveal.
comes a soliloquy. 2 words.
He's gonna now show him the camera. Come on. Should have had him suffer more.
I know, but it was...
Yeah, he's not twisting enough.
He's twisting pretty good.
If I could give you 2 words of advice, don't brush, and then you get bad teeth, and someone else will hire you like they hire me.
So the camera's in the speaker, and I said, if I give you 2 words of advice, and I pull the speaker down so you can see the camera, and I say this. I think the best 2 words I can give you is Gary Puppet.
Gary's so proud of that. He goes, Gary Puppet.
It's like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, Gary Puppet, Wolf. I have 2 words of advice. Gary Puppet.
I have 2 words of advice. You can smell it coming.
You're a dick, man.
No, you're a dick.
You know what?
We're done.
Great joke. It's a great joke. I mean, I'm not going to hate you for the rest of your life like you hate me.
Come on back here. Come on. I've been planning this since Christmas, and I wasn't even gonna do this to you. And then, after you stole the puppet, I was thinking of a way to get back here. I wasn't even gonna do this to you, and then you did the thing where I lost all my money. Now,
what thing?
With the stockbroker. Sit down, man. And I didn't leave you hanging all week. We were going to leave you hanging for a day. Howard thought that was too cruel. So I let your entire misery lasted 10.5 minutes.
No, my entire misery started around 9:30.
But okay, all right. My entire misery was an entire weekend long.
You were still like in shock, weren't you?
Yeah, I couldn't snap out of this.
You weren't even
thing.
sure if you were fired still.
Yeah, I was in like a cocoon.
All right.
Yeah, because he still doesn't sound happy.
No, not at all. Now I don't know
Just
whether
got your job back. You don't even celebrate.
I don't know whether to hate Gary or I don't know how to handle it.
Yeah. You don't know what to say. Because Gary immediately goes, okay, now we're even, and we're never playing practical jokes on each other again. And I know John's already planning his next
got
one.
something up his sleeve.
Well, I already got another one for John.
Because John came down with me yesterday and said, guess what I'm going to do? And he already told me his next one, and it's awful. It was
the one that I refrained from doing because I thought it would be too cruel.
Yeah.
Well, I got another one for you. I was going to get you with 2 since you got me with 2, but I let it be.
Right. He has another one planned on you, so.
An awesome one.
Yeah.
He's going to get to the point where they'll be shooting at each other.
Right. See, Gary hired a hitman to come kill you. But it's only a goof.
And then another whole day when I thought I lost all my money.
But it was Gary.
Well, what's wrong?
Jackie's idea.
But isn't this funny?
It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's perfect.
And then what? Is that it? Are we done? Or now you got to get me back?
No, I mean, my next one's going to be on Scotty. You already know that.
Okay, but you done with me now?
Is that right? You got one on Scott coming up?
Yeah.
The cruelest of all.
Really? Shh, don't say it. I want to hear it.
Of course, he won't be looking for it now.
It'll be
wouldn't
funny,
matter.
though. What's funny to me is Scott will have to dub it off, whatever.
Yeah. Scott will have to make a copy of it so it'll be ready for the air.
Fast.
That's pretty funny, John. Especially your explanation to Gary.
A Christmas paper. Fire.
John, if it's 5 practical jokes to 1, why would you be planning another one?
Because that's what he does.
Well, no, on the tape I said, I go, well, if Howard wants me to stop doing them, I'll stop doing them.
Oh, yeah, like Howard's feeding you the ideas.
No, but
you get an idea.
Do what you want to do. I don't care.
They just occurred naturally to John.
No, John gets an idea and he goes to Howard. Howard goes, yeah, do whatever you want.
I don't even want to know about it. Just do it.
John takes that as if Howard's giving him the money and funding him.
Yeah. Well, you guys work that out.
Who this?
Take your headphones off and show people for the e-camera. He's become Kramer from the Seinfeld show.
Just my hair's in a weird stage right now.
He cut off all his hair. Now his hair is growing straight up like Marge Simpson.
He looks
I don't know what happened.
He should be in some science fiction movie.
Yeah.
But look, if I try and...
It looks like you saw a ghost.
Or he's an alien and has one of those super big heads.
Yeah.
Brainiac.
What happened to your hair, dude? You should never have cut your hair either.
Well, it helped last night.
Yeah, maybe it helped you there, but I saw you on, Ganji gave me a tape of you on, what was it, an interview show you were doing? Jon Stewart. And it was like, you were kind of sad when you stuttered. Like before you looked like a freak and it was kind of funny.
Now you felt sorry for him? It wasn't funny?
Yeah, and it seems like it's like he cut off his hair and he's like sad.
He's like just a guy sitting there.
Yeah, it's like a retard.
I'm growing it.
Yeah, you couldn't grow it fast enough.
That's what I said.
You ought to go over to MHN Hair Studios and let them put some extensions
it's
in.
growing straight up.
Yeah, it's like a volcano erupting on top of his head. It's like retarded hair. Anyway, that's all right. Your hair will go back and you won't be so pathetic.
Well, Howard, it really does help me with these things because
I know. No one recognizes you.
No, the press conference, they had no idea.
You didn't wear that stupid fake mustache.
No, I listened to you. I just wore the glasses and that's it.
Good. Okay, so anyway. I'd love to be in a band. Stuttering John really smells this morning.
That's not true.
Howard.
Jackie even said, Jackie goes,
woo! But it's only of liquor. It's not like it's an alcohol.
You smell so
You
bad.
guys used to always say that to me. Like, remember when
you
you
used to
say,
smell
"Oh,
like
Jack,
garlic."
you drank last night."
See, I didn't understand something. Whenever you smell someone who has a garlicky smell, I thought you guys were eating garlic. It's alcohol when it actually ferments in the body, and the aftermath, it smells like garlic.
That's funny because a lot of times I have eaten garlic, but a lot of times when I've eaten garlic, I've also drank.
Right.
So when you said, "Oh, you've been eating garlic," I'm like,
yeah,
but only
because you would smell from it.
But John doesn't.
And John smells.
But he came through the door and it was like a waft.
And does it smell like garlic?
No, it smells like
it's just a little foul.
It's like a stuffy smell, like when you open up a door that hasn't been musty. Yeah.
Come here, let me smell you.
You didn't smell anything.
I can't get near you.
I smell like soap.
Does he smell?
Not only does he smell, but he doesn't understand that he drank a lot last night. Got up this morning, didn't shower, even though he put on clean clothes.
Did you shower?
Yeah, I took a shower yesterday, though.
No, today's a new day, dude. Today's a new day.
Yeah, but it ain't like I jogged or
No, but you drank.
I know, obviously.
Take it easy, huh?
I mean, Freddie, man, I tell you, Freddie could put down tequila like it was.
Yeah, but Freddie bathes.
But I shower and
brushes
But he's not even hungover, man. I woke up, my head's killing me.
Fred's from Mars. Alcohol doesn't affect him.
You don't understand. I've never seen Freddie drink that much.
No, if you give Fred a lot of water, he gets drunk.
And he has a hangover.
I
get it. Terrible day.
Because Fred has 3 hearts. So, it was your birthday?
Yeah.
So how old are you now? 30?
Not 28.
28, man. You're not so young anymore. You're still an intern.
You're no kid.
Yeah.
I know, man. That sucks.
He's still working for us, and he's 28 years old.
Barely out of the intern position.
Yeah, I mean, he gets paid a stipend.
A stipend is exactly what
right.
he paid.
It's not a salary.
Yeah, because he really is constantly complaining now about money.
Yeah.
I wish that, I mean, because it's just...
Dude, you got to get a real job.
Yeah, but...
Did you do personal appearances?
Yeah, I guess.
How much does he make off of that, Gary?
Well, it's been a very slow time for John the last 2 months. He's been bumming out.
Oh, you know why? Because he's working on that stupid album, and he hasn't been taking any personal appearances. Why don't you do personal appearances?
Because I just hate doing them.
Listen to this guy.
Yeah, he's got an attitude now.
You hate doing personal appearances.
I like doing cool ones, but I mean, some of them are beat.
You're a guy who makes no money.
What are the ones you don't like?
Yeah, tell me what you don't like. Tell me one personal appearance that you hated.
I know one, but he won't say it.
No, why not? Say it.
Say it, John.
Which one are you talking about?
You know the one.
Well,
the one that you hate.
I mean, I enjoy the ones I play at and I host and stuff, but some of them are like, some of them aren't that good, and then and it's just,
John.
What?
Answers.
The beatest thing is if you do forget it. I don't want to get into it.
The beatest? The beatest thing.
I need a beer.
What doesn't he like? No, but it's amazing to me. The guy has no way of making money. Okay, he got his deal. You got to deal with it.
I wish they paid me something. I would just say,
who? Who should pay you?
Maybe somebody around here.
Oh, he's looking at you.
But nobody's going to pay you if you go around saying maybe someone should pay me.
I'm just hoping they could. I mean, just to say, hey, you're doing a good job.
But they don't do that around here.
It doesn't happen.
I know, but I just wish they would because I mean,
well, keep wishing. You'll be 50 years old.
I can't. I mean, the money I'm getting is just is enough to maybe pay for my parking garage. You know what I'm saying? It's really not a lot of money.
But that's all you wanted. At the time, he was getting
because I was in a vulnerable position.
If they would just cover my parking.
I was in a vulnerable...
So he got his wish.
I was in a vulnerable position.
Imagine he asked for money and he says, just cover my parking.
No, I was in a vulnerable position, and God knows I'm not the negotiator that Jackie Marling is.
Yeah, well, Jackie has talent, though, too. You got to realize that.
Yeah,
I mean, when you got to have something to back it up with.
John also went through a period on the TV show where he made pretty decent money there, and with the stipend, it was from here.
No, but the point is, though,
he had a good life going from that.
But you're also, you know what it is? You've got this recording career.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're pouring so much into it that you've overlooked the fact that you have to have living money. And you haven't gone out and done your personal appearances. And that's stupid. You can take a night off and do a personal appearance. But notice he has time to go out for his birthday party.
But I thought they gave him an advance.
They did, but...
You go through that pretty quick.
The point is, man, if I got to start pulling money out of the bank, that's where it gets scary, because you save some money,
Yeah, but you're saving money because you don't spend any.
That's right. You live with your mommy.
What about your stocks? Aren't you whipping it up? What happened to your stocks? Took a dive?
He's always saying to me, you know, he loves infinity stock.
Yeah, I do, but, you know.
What?
I mean, that's the only way I'll make money around here is buying stock.
But he's now complaining that the only way he's making money is in the stock market.
That's the only way, man. But, you know, that's like living on the edge, man. I'm sitting there every day looking at the paper and seeing if I can live.
You set yourself up to be like that. You could have been doing appearances all this month, making extra money.
But some of them you don't like.
No, see, I like most appearances. Gary, you admit it. There's some lame ones.
Yeah, but John, you're not in a position to pick and choose.
I mean, I hate, all right, if I do like...
Imagine if he had to go to a real job.
And this is only a couple of hours.
I'll tell you my worst appearance.
All right.
This was my nightmare.
All right.
Well, if I do like the
what?
So the auto auctions, you know?
Yeah.
I got to go up and auction off a car.
Right.
I stutter.
Right.
So it sucks, man. You got to go up there and...
That's so sad.
It's funny.
Look at Robin. What do you think it's a good...
And how much do they give you for that?
They give me all right.
All right.
All right.
It's fun.
They give you 5 times your stipend.
Yeah,
right.
10 times my stipend.
So then what's your problem, dude? Get up and do it. So you see, I don't like doing that.
No, I do. It's just that.
You know, the most guys who listen to our show make $8 an hour.
I make less than that.
And they hear that you can go out on an appearance and make a couple of grand.
I don't make a couple of grand.
You don't?
No way.
I thought I told you that you should charge more.
How about 2,000?
Why don't you charge like 1,500?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
Oh, you do.
I mean, that's. I mean, you know, if it is.
And that's for standing up and auctioning off one car.
Yeah. Hey,
that he hates.
That's 5 minutes of work.
5 minutes of work.
The average stockbroker would do a backflip if he could appear for 2 hours.
Oh, you're kidding?
$1,500.
And you know how exciting that is?
I like most. I'm just saying, Gary, come on, will you help me out here?
Jackie used to appear for $50 in a nightclub and have to talk for 2 hours.
There are appearances that I hate doing.
Did you used to play bachelor parties?
Sure.
I mean, you used to go talk to 20 guys.
I used to drive to South Jersey for $40 to do a bachelor party, and I'd still feel like I was stealing the money.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever work construction or cement or something like that.
Free beer. Yeah, but Jackie gets a lot more than me at appearances. So
but Jackie also does a whole act. He does a stand-up act.
See,
and also
I look at it that, like, there are appearances that I hate doing, and then there's some that I love doing. But I do them all because they even out, and I'm lucky to get any money going out.
Yeah, but so do I. But the point is, I haven't done them.
Now that I don't understand. In other words,
because I've been working on a record.
Yeah, but why don't you just schedule your time around your appearances? Certainly, last night you were able to take time off for your birthday party. Why wouldn't you take time off to go work an appearance? You're a jackass.
I am. I'm starting to do them.
Dumb.
I just did the beer expo.
Good. And you smell.
All right, but no, the point is, I mean, let's be honest here. If I could make money here where I wouldn't, where it would be a little bit, you know, alleviate some of the financial pressure that I experience every day.
It's like when Leslie does them. Your talent is that you can't talk. You might think you can play the guitar. You might think you can sing. You might think you can write songs. Your talent in life, you know, I hate to burst your bubble, is that you can't talk.
I thought you like my music. You said you like my music.
It's very nice. I used to sit around with friends. They sing around the campfire. You're certainly better than them. The point is, your talent is right here. You can't talk. So go to these appearances and don't complain about having to talk at an appearance. That's what they want to see you do.
I like them, most of them, but just some of them where, you know, they get kind of difficult. You know?
Real difficult. You got yourself a beautiful girlfriend out of this gig. You got yourself a whole deal there, stockbrokers, everything.
And look at you.
And people even recognize you. You're like famous or something.
You know, and all he does is complain.
All you do is complain.
I don't complain. What are you talking about? All I do is complain. It's just like, you know, it would be, I mean, it's not, is it bad?
Well, I think you're complaining.
Is it bad for me to say?
What did he say?
All I'm saying is I would just love to be like, you know, maybe like.
Oh, you'd like to get paid a lot of money like Jackie.
Maybe not
even
doing nothing.
No, I didn't compare myself.
See, that's the problem.
I didn't say anything here. But I didn't compare myself to Jackie.
Every way he sees himself as Jackie. What are they paying Jackie all that money for?
No, but if I got, you know, I mean, just something to say, hey, you're doing a good job.
What are you doing exactly?
God, I do a lot around here.
I know you do. And he is needed. He is.
You know, I mean, You know, I'd be, you know, I mean, not just put it this way.
Some resume.
You know what I mean? I do a lot around here, and then also, you know, he was so nice last night. You know,
part of this is that he goes through all of that, and then he says, "All I'm trying to say."
All I'm trying to say is, I mean, you know what I mean.
I just wish you know,
like a blithering idiot. All I'm trying to say is, and they don't say it's because he's stuttering. He can't say anything. You know what? If he didn't stutter, he still wouldn't be saying anything.
Yes, I would. I mean, it would just be nice to make a little bit of money around here, so then I could just feel good. Because I mean, it's just, you know, I got to pay rent. I got to pay parking garage.
Yeah. Hey, you're 28 years old, dude.
I got a lot of bills. I got a girlfriend to support.
What are you going to do, man? I don't see you getting more money around here.
I know, but I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, Gary's in there asking for more money, and he's not getting it.
Yeah, but Gary makes a lot more than me. See, I'm like what? I'm making an embarrassing amount of money.
You know? What do you make? What's your total that you make?
Oh, you really want to know this?
Yeah, what do you make?
Hey, this is so embarrassing. I don't even want to say it. It's so embarrassing. I don't even want to say it.
What do you make?
Honestly, you really want to know?
Give him at least the first digit.
$20,000 a year. That's what I'm making.
That's more than I thought.
Complaining about that.
You can't live on that?
People are supporting families on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's more embarrassing, the way you talk or what you earn?
Probably both.
Yeah, equal?
Yeah, equally.
So then you also have an ability to go out and do these appearances. You could bring in an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month.
If I have them, but I don't
A week, Howard.
A week?
Doing 4 of those a month.
But he won't do them.
I will do them.
So go do them, you jackass. There's an idiot. You could be making $40,000 a year.
And who if you're...
But if you hustled, you could make another $20,000 in appearances, you dummy.
Howard, the point is, like, when I do interviews, right? When I go out to do interviews, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the street for like could be 11 hours for one night.
What do you mean, to go out and do your interviews?
Yeah, I mean, I could do things. I don't just wait when they go in.
What?
I wait around to when the celebrities come out. I'm in there when they come in, when they come out. I'm there for 10 hours.
So what do you want from me?
But that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, he goes out, and I notice he hardly ever goes out at all.
I think John's bummed out that sometimes he goes out for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Including the other 45 hours I'm here.
Yeah.
So then, you add it all together, I'm making about $2 an hour.
It's pathetic.
It's pathetic. It's just, what am I going to do?
What do your band members make?
Yeah, that guy you brought last night, what does he do for a living?
He refaces buildings.
What do you think he gets?
He gets about $40,000, $50,000 a year.
That sounds like a lot for refacing buildings.
But he's working hard.
Yeah, well, he's doing work.
What the hell you think I'm doing?
You're on a party.
Really? You're having a good time.
And plus you get that record deal, you're all right.
You get to go out and talk to Robert De Niro.
Yeah, man. Look at all the celebrities. Did you talk to Tom about maybe getting a couple extra bucks?
Me and Tom.
Tom, why don't you come in and give him a raise?
Tom's a great guy. I'm actually getting along with Tom. We actually become friends.
Didn't I give you a free book?
But when and thanks a lot for the stuff you said about me in the book. I really appreciate it. You're really nice.
Do you think I handled it well?
Yeah.
I think it was a good chapter.
Yeah,
the Stuttering John chapter is one of the best.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you did a good job. It was the history of Stuttering John.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah. Somebody here once said to me that Tom...
It's fun, too, the book.
What was that?
What?
The book's a lot of fun.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Somebody here wants
I don't sit around idle. You don't notice when I did a book, I still came to my radio job.
But you know what the point is?
To my radio job?
No. But why don't you, when you're doing your record, why don't you go make personal appearances? I don't stop one thing for another thing. I do everything at once. I give up weekends. I give up seeing my family.
So do I, man.
He's complaining to you about the hours he works.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining to him.
Oh, what do you call it?
I'm complaining about the money I get paid for the hours that I work. It's a big difference. Get rid of the clippers over there. Just shut up over there. Shut up. She just waved it.
So it was your birthday last night, and you went to where'd you go? A restaurant?
Yeah, El Parador.
Yeah,
a Mexican restaurant. You should go.
Yeah.
I asked you to go. You didn't want to go.
I'm not gonna go to your party.
I wish you would. The only people missing from the whole TV show was you and Robin.
Yeah, of course. We don't do that.
And Robin, she's become too big to do.
Well, Robin is big. Robin's a celebrity. She can't be seen with you.
Yeah, but she used to be.
I don't know. If she could be seen rollerblading around Central Park on Sunday morning.
Listen, this is a woman.
And pads.
Let me tell you something, jackass. This is a woman who uses her voice for her living. And if she came in here with no voice, because she's out at your party last night,
I would think that was unprofessional.
But she should have even been there as a representative.
Oh, get out of here, you dumb party.
I was there in spirit, okay? Didn't you?
Yeah, we talked about
it.
The reason I don't go to you, I would love to go out and party. I don't do it because I can't talk the next day.
I said to him, if you wanted me to be there, you wouldn't have had it on a weeknight.
That's right. You would have had it on a weekend. You didn't want Robin there. You didn't even want Robin there.
Birthday fell on
I guarantee you they didn't want you there.
They didn't want either one of us.
No,
yes, we did.
Oh, so you do it on a weeknight when I can't go?
It was my birthday, Howard.
Yeah, dude, I've had birthdays. Even my birthday show falls on a different day than my birthday sometimes.
Would you have went if it was a weekend?
Yes.
You really would?
Of course I would.
Swear on your life.
I swear on my life.
Then I'm going to have another party.
I'm not going. I don't want to go to it.
No, you wanted to go to the real party.
That's right. I want to go to the real party. Now I feel I missed it. So Fred showed up?
Fred was great.
Gary bet $50 that Fred wouldn't show up.
Really? No, Fred showed up, and not only showed up, but stayed and drank and ate and stayed the whole time.
See, somebody told me Fred was showing up for drinks after dessert.
Uh-huh.
And then he showed up.
And Fred bought me an amplifier, too.
Really?
Yeah.
For your birthday?
I couldn't believe
Fred,
it.
that's
It's
nice.
really, really nice.
Fred's a very generous guy. Unlike me, I got you nothing.
Yeah.
So you...
Put me in your book.
Yeah, that's enough. So that's your stipend.
But you did agree to do the line notes to my album. You did agree to do that.
I did?
Yes, you did.
I never once agreed.
Yes, you did.
You lying
Out
dog.
by the elevator, I said,
I will not do it.
I can't believe you.
I'm going back on that.
Oh, you agreed to this. This is one thing.
Really?
There's one thing
You
I
know
can
what he
grasp.
kept telling me? He says, I really want, and you have to put the stutters in yourself, I really want Howard to direct my video.
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you take part in a little? You know, I mean, come on.
Take part in what? In your life?
I mean,
you think I'm pretty busy, John? Do you know what I'm doing? I'm doing a pay-per-view special New Year's Eve, which, by the way, I want to talk to you guys about.
Okay.
I've got
I know, but
a book coming out that I've been promoting endlessly.
I know, but
I do a radio show 5 days a week. I do a television show for E.
I know, but
you think I got time to sit there and party with you and your gooky friends?
Yeah, but Howard, but honestly, in all honesty, you did agree to do the line notes.
Did I? Robin, were you there when I did?
I don't remember this.
Howard, have I ever lied to you? Well,
how am I going to write liner notes for you? I have no respect for you.
Well, then just liner notes.
Well, then there you go.
For this person.
When did you ask me that?
We get maybe crazy.
Where? When did
we were going downstairs. We were right way down front, and the K-Rock lobby.
Yeah.
And I said, "How would you do the line?" He goes, "I would definitely do it for you."
Oh,
Really
he's
nice.
joking around.
I was kidding. I'm not going to really do that.
You shouldn't ask a question like that at the elevator.
I'm not going to do it.
In an office.
I'm too important.
Oh man.
Be involved with your stupid album.
I was counting on it.
All right. Don't count on it. Don't count on anything when it comes to me.
It's not like I've asked you to do anything.
What's it pay? You make 20,000. Give me 10.
He wants everything for free.
I will do everything for like I'm not supposed to be paid for my time.
How long will it take you to do that?
I will write you some liner notes.
Thanks, man.
Stupid ass. I can't wait to write those liner notes. I'm going to enjoy it.
And all of us about singing on his album.
Yeah, I heard you singing on his album.
Boy.
Why don't you just do an album? Why don't you do it on your own?
You are amazing. You are amazing, man. You are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Who this?
Cash.App, $milkcratemarauder.
Huh?
Venmo, @milkcratemarauder.
You stupid bastard.